Hello, third grade. In this video, we are going to be talking about making connections with the text. So first things first, students will be able to demonstrate comprehension of a third grade text by making connections with the text to self, to another text, and to the world. And so your job is to show me that you can understand a third grade reading piece by making connections to yourself, to maybe another story, and to things that are happening in our world. So you might be thinking right now, what is a connection? A connection is what a reader already knows, which we talked about last week or not last week, but the week before when we were talking about inferences, and that is also referred to as schema. Making connections are super duper important because they help deepen our understanding and helps us bring meaning to the text. So there are three types of connections. Our first is text to self, text to text, and text to world. And we're going to talk about those three types individually. So text to self, as you can guess by our Bitmoji here, we are going to be talking about ourselves. And so we are going to be connecting the story to our own personal life. And so when we're reading a story, we might be thinking about how the character is similar to us, or maybe how a situation is similar to something that we've experienced before. And so an example of a connection we can make is, I felt the way the character does in the story when ... What happened to the character is similar to what happened to me when ... Again, so we're taking what happened in the story and we're connecting it to our personal life. Our next type of connection is text to text, and as you can guess, it is connecting a book to another book. And so we're connecting our story that we're reading to maybe another story we have read previously. And so an example of that is the plot or the character or the problem, etc. in the story reminds me of the text blank. And another example of connecting a text to text connection is, the way this text is written reminds me of the text blank. And so again, we're making connections from one story to another based on what we can remember from a story we'd previously read. And then finally, text to world. And this is where we connect to events or situations in life. And so they can be current events or they can be events that happened in the past. They're not going to be personal experiences we had. These are going to be things that we'd observed, we've heard, or maybe saw on the TV. And so these are going to be events that maybe happened to other people, but it's not going to be a personal experience. And so this story makes me think about blank because blank. And another example, I know about this because blank. And finally, this reminds me of something I saw on TV when I watched blank. So again, with that text to world, we might see that this is something that we saw, whether it be on the news or just or something like a documentary, anything that you had watched. And so that's going to be it for our connections. Make sure you take that quick check once you have finished watching this video. And if you have questions about making connections, please do not hesitate to ask your teacher. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, third grade.